The morning of June 4, 2010, dawned like any other at Skyline Elementary School in Portland, Oregon. The air buzzed with the excited chatter of children, eager to share their projects at the annual science fair. Among them was 7-year-old Kyron Horman, a bright, gap-toothed boy with an infectious smile. Kyron, dressed in a green t-shirt emblazoned with the words Camp Rancho, proudly displayed his project, a detailed diorama featuring a red-eyed tree frog, its vibrant green skin a stark contrast against the lush miniature rainforest he'd created. Kyron was accompanied by his stepmother, Terri Horman, who had dropped off his older stepsister at the high school earlier that morning. Terri, a striking brunette with a warm demeanor, had been married to Kyron's father, Kane, for 3 years. She was a constant presence in Kyron's life, often volunteering at the school and attending his extracurricular activities. After showing off his project to Terri, Kyron, brimming with the exuberance of youth, turned and headed down the hallway towards his first-grade classroom. It was approximately 8:45 a.m., and neither Terri nor any of the other parents and teachers milling about the crowded hallway could have known that this would be the last confirmed sighting of the little boy. As the minutes ticked by and the first bell of the day rang, Kyron's teacher, Miss Jennifer McKinnon, marked him absent. It was not unusual for students to arrive late, especially on a day bustling with activity like the science fair. However, as the morning wore on and Kyron's seat remained empty, a sense of unease began to creep into the hearts of those who knew him best. At 3:30 p.m., the dismissal bell rang, signaling the end of the school day at Skyline Elementary. Parents gathered eagerly, their arms outstretched to embrace their children after a long day of learning and play. But among the joyous reunions, a palpable tension hung in the air. Kyron Horman was still missing. Desiree Young, Kyron's biological mother, received a call that no parent should ever have to answer. Her son, her precious little boy, had not boarded the school bus that afternoon. Panic surged through her as the gravity of the situation sunk in. Kyron was gone. Frantic calls were made, classrooms were searched, and the school grounds were scoured, but there was no sign of Kyron. He had vanished, seemingly into thin air, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a community on the brink of despair. The search for Kyron Horman had begun, as darkness descended upon Portland, casting long shadows over the playground where Kyron was last seen. The horrifying reality of his disappearance set in. Hope began to dwindle with each passing hour, replaced by a gnawing fear that whispered a terrifying question: what had happened to Kyron Horman? The disappearance of Kyron Horman sent shockwaves through the quiet, close-knit community of Portland. Neighbors who once greeted each other with warm smiles and friendly waves now exchanged worried glances, their faces etched with concern. The unthinkable had happened in their midst, and a collective sense of vulnerability settled over the city. Within hours of Kyron's disappearance, a massive search effort was launched, one that would quickly grow into the largest in Oregon's history. Over 1,300 volunteers, many of them complete strangers, united by a shared sense of urgency and compassion, poured into the area surrounding Skyline Elementary. They combed through dense forests, waded through murky streams, and scoured countless acres of rugged terrain, their determination fueled by a glimmer of hope that they might find some trace of the missing boy. The search for Kyron extended far beyond the physical boundaries of Portland. Flyers bearing his sweet, innocent face were plastered on telephone poles and storefront windows across the state and beyond. His story captivated the nation, his disappearance a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the indiscriminate nature of tragedy. As days turned into nights and the search for Kyron yielded no significant leads, the investigation took a grim turn. The authorities, initially focused on the possibility of a stranger abduction, began to narrow their focus, and the cloud of suspicion fell upon the one person who had been with Kyron last, his stepmother, Terri Horman. Terri's account of the hours following her departure from Skyline Elementary that morning raised red flags. She claimed to have run errands and visited a local gym, but her timeline was riddled with inconsistencies, and certain details of her story simply didn't add up. Adding fuel to the fire were reports of erratic behavior in the days leading up to Kyron's disappearance, painting a picture of a woman teetering on the edge. Despite the mounting pressure and intense scrutiny from both law enforcement and the public, Terri maintained her innocence, steadfastly denying any involvement in Kyron's disappearance. She passed a voice stress analysis test but refused to take a polygraph examination, further fueling speculation and casting a long shadow of doubt over her already shaky alibi. In the face of unimaginable grief and frustration, Desiree Young, Kyron's mother, emerged as a beacon of strength and determination. Fueled by an unwavering belief that her son was still alive, she became a tireless advocate for his safe return, her voice trembling with a mixture of anguish and resolve as she pleaded with the public for any information that could lead to finding Kyron. Desiree's unwavering love for her son and her fierce determination to bring him home resonated with people across the country. She became a symbol of hope, her image a constant reminder that even in the darkest of times a mother's love knows no bounds. Year after year, Desiree organized vigils and walks, keeping Kyron's memory alive and ensuring that his case remained in the public eye. She worked tirelessly with law enforcement, pushing for new leads and demanding answers. Her unwavering commitment to finding her son became a testament to the enduring power of a mother's love. Section 6. Unraveling a timeline. The investigation into Kyron's disappearance centered around meticulously piecing together the events of June 4, 2010. Every minute, every movement, every interaction became a crucial piece of the puzzle, scrutinized and analyzed in hopes of uncovering a clue, a discrepancy, anything that could lead to Kyron. Detectives retraced Terri's steps that fateful morning, their efforts complicated by conflicting statements and a lack of physical evidence. Security footage from the school and nearby businesses provided glimpses into her movements, but crucial gaps remained, leaving investigators grappling with more questions than answers. The investigation extended beyond the day of Kyron's disappearance, delving into the complex dynamics of his family life. Interviews with teachers, classmates, and family friends painted a conflicting picture of the Horman household, raising questions about possible motives and casting a dark cloud of suspicion over those closest to the missing boy. Section 7. A decade of dead ends. Years turned into a decade and the trail for Kyron Horman grew colder with each passing season. Despite countless hours of investigation, thousands of tips, and the unwavering efforts of law enforcement and volunteers, the mystery of his disappearance remained unsolved. The case captivated the nation, becoming the subject of countless news articles, documentaries, and true crime podcasts. Theories abounded, ranging from accidental abduction to more sinister scenarios, but none could definitively answer the question that haunted so many. What happened to Kyron Horman? The lack of closure weighed heavily on the community, the weight of unanswered questions casting a long shadow over their lives. The once peaceful neighborhood surrounding Skyline Elementary remained forever changed, a constant reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded there. Section 8. Renewed hope in 2025. In 2025, 15 years after Kyron vanished without a trace, a glimmer of hope emerged. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, in collaboration with the FBI, announced a renewed effort to solve the case, utilizing advancements in forensic technology and investigative techniques. The Cold Case Unit, armed with fresh perspectives and a wealth of data accumulated over the years, meticulously reviewed every piece of evidence, every witness statement, every dead end. They hoped that by applying modern technology and investigative tools to the case, they might uncover a new lead, a missed detail, or a fresh perspective that could finally crack the mystery of Kyron's disappearance. The renewed investigation brought a surge of hope to Kyron's family and the community that had never given up hope of finding him. The possibility of answers, of finally knowing what happened to the little boy with the infectious smile, brought a renewed sense of purpose and determination to those who had been searching for so long. Section 9. Kyron's legacy, a catalyst for change. While the mystery of Kyron Horman's disappearance remains unsolved, his legacy extends far beyond the tragedy that befell him. His case became a catalyst for change, sparking a national conversation about child safety, investigative procedures, and the importance of community vigilance. In the wake of Kyron's disappearance, schools across the country implemented stricter security measures, parents became more vigilant about their children's whereabouts, and law enforcement agencies re-evaluated their protocols for handling missing children cases. Kyron's story served as a stark reminder of the importance of being aware of our surroundings, of looking out for one another, and of never giving up hope, even in the face of unimaginable tragedy. His legacy lives on in the countless lives that were touched by his story, a testament to the enduring power of hope, resilience, and the unwavering love of a community united in grief and determined to find answers.